I'm gonna do one of these impromptu video type things. Don't know if I'm gonna use the footage. We just got out of the theater and we saw Don't Breathe. My first knee-jerk reaction is to rate it a 7 out of 10, right? Not that bad. I can understand why it's good for the general audience, but I'm gonna tell you, as a horror fan, and I've seen like a million horror movies, I have some pet peeves with it that I wanted to share with you. My biggest pet peeve in horror movies as of late, I don't understand why we're still doing this as a genre, is choking someone out and then them being passed out for like an hour. Because that is not what happens.
How do you know that?
It's just biology. If you're passed out for more than 60 seconds, you start to go brain dead. Like brain dead. And that's one of the things I didn't bring up in Green Room, because Green Room didn't do that. He basically choked him out and he was gone for like 10 seconds and then he woke back up, because that's what happens in real life when you get knocked out, choked out, I don't know. So I had a huge pet peeve with this movie because they literally did that like 50 times, where they'd like knock someone out or like choke someone out and then they'd be gone for like 2 hours. I don't know, however long it takes to strap someone up.
Yeah, the last one was really unrealistic.
That was
like
stupid.
She wakes up and it's like, how did you not feel your body? First of all, somehow being carried down a ladder and then dragged throughout the whole basement and then tied up into a harness, laid on some damn pillows.
Yes. The whole film in itself, at first I was like, okay, this is kind of realistic, because with the violence and like the initial guy who dies, which we see in the trailer, which I wasn't a fan that they gave so much in the trailer.
Well, you could tell exactly who lives from the trailer, because you see the scene of her running outside in the trailer and you're like, oh, the other two guys in this trailer must have died.
And they start off with a spoiler, which was interesting. The movie first scene starts out with the end of the movie. But like I said, like general population I think would like this movie. If you're not like super critical of the horror genre, I think it's an okay movie. I like the setting a lot. I just had too many issues with it. You know, like too many.
She did a lot of pausing.
So many, and it's like, why would you stop right now? Like, you're trying to get away. Why would you just like take a quick break? Like, oh, I'm just chilling.
Let me catch my breath.
No.
I really enjoyed the twist where he wasn't keeping that woman because she killed his daughter. He was keeping her to get a new daughter.
That, I mean, spoiler alert. I already warned you guys. Anyway, the whole plot of the woman being tied up, at first I was like, this is too much plot. I wanted it to be simpler, where it's just the 3 kids going into the house and then that's the main storyline. But then there's this woman who's trapped up and you find out it's the woman who actually killed his daughter through vehicular manslaughter. Then you find out that he actually just wants a child, and so he impregnated her and she died earlier and the fetus died, and so when he captures the new girl, like, then is trying to impregnate her, and see where she shoves the turkey baster into his mouth.
It was golden.
I was like, oh my god. That was for shock value though, so.
It definitely caught me off guard to the point where I said, oh my gosh. Like, which was cool because it wasn't like catching me off guard like the jump scares. Like,
exactly.
Every time the fucking dog came on screen was a jump scare. And I'm just like, knock it off.
The dog, like, I get what they were going for, but they overplayed that so many times.
Yeah.
Like, they just overplayed the dog thing too much.
Like, the movie as a whole is weird because it's like, you don't know who to root for. I don't like the old guy because they gave him way too much power in the film. I was like, he's blind, he's handicapped still. Like, why is he so, like, how can nobody have killed him by this point?
Right?
But then at the same time, you don't feel bad for the kids or teenagers or whatever they are because technically they broke into his house. You know what I mean?
So it's like, who are we?
You kind of hate
for?
Everyone the entire time.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they let him live at the end either. Because it wasn't really necessary.
And honestly, it's setting it up for a sequel, and I can call it right now that there's going to be a sequel. They're going to be in fucking California, and he's going to come around somewhere. Like,
you think so?
I don't know. I think they're
like
at least setting it up.
His story is very limited to what he can do because he is blind. But he only has power in his home. They show you that when the lights go out.
Yep.
In the basement, he knows where to turn and where everything is because he's memorized certain things. True. Which I thought that aspect was cool, like, because I feel like blind people actually do that. They memorize things.
Know their home.
Yeah, but I didn't understand the whole, he smelled the shoes. That really threw me for a loop because I was like, he was standing next to that door earlier in the movie and didn't smell them, but all of a sudden he's passing through the kitchen and he can smell their are they really that fucking strong?
That's the thing, is a lot of the details were written into the script to make it make sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-mm.
Like, they did it to make these stretches of a storyline to make things fit and flow. The hallway scene in the trailer and in the film, I don't get that scene at all, where the guy comes back into the house and he's in the hallway and then he like goes up against the wall because he sees the guy coming. And it's like he would have sensed him, heard him, felt him.
Yeah.
Like felt the wind of him.
I really enjoyed that scene, but I agree, the wind you definitely would have felt. Like, I can feel people when... Ooh, what did I just press? Oh, nothing. Okay. I can feel people when they just walk by me, and I don't really necessarily have to see them. Like, when you work...
Yeah.
Like, when I'm at work, I know when someone's standing behind me, to a sense. So, yeah, it's like... It's weird because they give him all this power with his senses and knowing where everything is, but then at certain times you're like, okay, he would have known... He would have fucking known, bitch.
It's only when it's convenient for the storyline.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense in the end.
At least we know how long it takes to get home from the theater.
Alright, guys, we're home. Let me know if you like these... Well, hold on. Oh, there's parking. Just kidding. Nope, just kidding. There's no parking. We're going to talk a little bit longer. Anyway, while I find a parking spot. So let me know if you like these kind of impromptu movie review, like in the car, raw, just talking in the car type of review. It's not really like as in-depth because I don't really get to think about it.
But you get the, like, instant thoughts of what you legitimately
because you always
thought.
have that conversation when you come home from the theater with your friends or family or whatever. You always have that conversation of like, well, what did you like about it? What has happened?
What's going on here? It is bedtime. Yeah, right. We don't go to bed till like 2 in the morning. I kind of feel like we're vlogging.
It's like kind of like a
It's
vlog.
like a vlog review. Leave your thoughts down below. Check out my Depop shop. Follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, guys, that's it. That's it for this review. Let me know what you think about Don't Breathe. I want to call it Don't Blink. Anyway, what you think of Don't Breathe down below. Hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, so today is going to be kind of a random video, kind of spur of the moment. I wasn't really planning on doing a video like this, but I think it's time we talk about The Ring.